Hey guys, breaking news in the Twitter versus Musk case. If you remember, he'd originally offered to buy the company at $54.20. And then he said, I'm not going to buy it because there are too many bots. That was the reason he used. Pretty flimsy from a legal standpoint, but that's what he stood on. The case is proceeding in the Delaware Court of Chancery, which is maybe the most sophisticated business court in the United States. They're used to complex business cases. And it was on an expedited track, so we would have gotten an answer pretty soon. Is he buying it? Is he not buying it? And then yesterday, it was reported that he had offered to proceed with the case. Let's just drop this litigation. I'll buy it at the original price. Let's get on with life. I do want it again. Why the sudden change of heart? If it was a bot-filled cesspool that wasn't worth what he'd originally offered, what did he suddenly discover that made him think, I should just do this with no discount at all? Because a lot of people thought that the whole point of his backing out was to bring the price down. I don't know, but there were a lot of discovery disputes in that case and a lot of upcoming discovery that maybe he thought, I'm not going to win this. Why go through any more of this and expose more things? Let's just get it done. Who knows? It also could be the case that this isn't a done deal and is a tactic. And that's what I want to look at, because in the media, it's essentially reported that he's offered to bring it on. Let's do this deal. Case is over. Let's stop the litigation. Is that really what's going on? And it's not. If you look at the letter, there are still 3 conditions that Musk has for his offer. The first is the terms and conditions of the original agreement, and you can't just dismiss that out of hand. That's the whole reason they're in a lawsuit in the first place, is because he says Twitter didn't comply with the terms and conditions, right? And Twitter says they did, and he was the breaching party, et cetera. So that's still in the letter. The letter doesn't say that all those are satisfied. In fact, it says it's contingent essentially on those. The second is that he gets the debt financing, and that's in the hands of third parties. Of course, there probably is a way he can make that happen because Musk is the richest person there is, but he could also make it not happen if these people say, well, we won't give this debt financing, then he wouldn't have to go through with the deal. And then the third one is what he asked for was, in exchange for moving forward with this deal under the other 2 conditions, is that the court immediately stay all proceedings. Everything, no more discovery. He doesn't have to set for a deposition. The trial's off, etc. And that's a pretty big ask on his part because this case was moving along very rapidly. Twitter's response from its investor relations team was they had gotten the letter and the company intended to close at the stated price of $54.20. That's a pretty good dunk by Twitter. That's a lot of shade there. That is not accepting his letter. That's essentially just a vote of confidence that no matter what happens, we're going to get paid in this thing. Lawsuit, voluntary, involuntary, whatever. That's essentially what they're saying there. So it could be the case that Twitter goes back to Musk and says, look, if you want to stay this case, we're going to have collateral this time because you backed out the last time. There has to be some behind the scenes maneuvering going on, because if you're Twitter, there's no way you're staying this case. And then he pulls the football away from you again after the case is off its track. Then he comes up and says, well, actually, I found a new term and condition. You guys aren't fulfilling that. Or the debt financing fell through. Sorry, guys. So there may be some conditions that Twitter would want before they would consent to a stay. And then that stay, has to be approved by the court, of course. So there's a lot of maneuvering there. This is not any kind of done deal. The stock is still trading on the stock market. It gets stopped sometimes due to this news and volatility, but Musk does not own Twitter except for the proportion of shares that he already has. And this letter is not a concrete deal for him to conclude this deal, to conclude his purchase of the entire company. It could result in that, but I hope you can see that there are a lot of uncertainties in this, that one of the things he's really looking for here is, let's stop this case. Why would Twitter do that? Why would they do that on the second promise to do what you already broke a promise to do in the first place? And essentially with all the same conditions that you claim justified you breaking the promise, those are still in place, the terms and conditions, the debt financing, et cetera. So right now there is no deal. There's just this offer out there by Musk, Twitter saying we're going to get paid, and probably some maneuvering in the background. So I don't know what's going to happen the rest of this week. Is Musk going to take the position, I'm not going to comply with discovery, I won't show up at my deposition, risk the punishment that can come from that on an expedited track in a very serious court? I don't know, but if you see in the media, at least as of this morning, that this is some kind of done deal and the lawsuit's off, that is not the posture of the case at all. Instead, there's just this offer out there for Musk for unknown reasons. Could be as simple as he's ready to buy it. Could be that he wants primarily to stop this case. Don't really know. But it hasn't resulted in a deal between these parties yet to stop the litigation. That's it. Thanks.